Eileo guys, and welcome back to part 2 of me going through my Mon box and showing you guys what I have going on here. Today we have the Water Mon box. The previous video was my Fire Mon box, so please check that out as well. I might just make like a playlist and do this, I don't know, every couple of months, every half a year, something like that, just to show you guys if I've progressed at all on my Mon box. I don't know. But anyways, we have two Water Monas over here. They're both, of course, level 60 and fully skill booked up, but we have a water Mona over here on a Valor set. She's rocking some HP with a pretty good attack percentage on that one. She is rocking an attack gem with a little bit of resist on it, a little bit of crit damage. Nothing really going on with that gem. Not the best gem in the world. And then the last gem, another attack gem with some defense on it, some crit rate on it, a little bit of crit damage, and an attack flat. Again, she's fully skill booked up, level 6 for her variant skill, which doesn't really matter as her use is mainly Golem's B8. If I run Golem's B8, I run 2 Monas and 2 Saras, and that's pretty much it. Sierras, whatever the heck you want to call her. I run 2 Monas and 2 Saras. I also use one of my Monas in Clan vs. Clan, just one. I don't know why I don't use the other one. I don't know, but that's why that one's on HP attack. Then the next one over here again is on HP attack. This one looks like it has a little bit more resist than the other one, which this is the one that I do use in Clan vs. Clan. The other one is just for golems, really. She came, I think this is my first Mona ever that I got Evo 3. Then I was like, square slots? What are square slots? Back when I was a noob. And then I was like, okay, let me go ahead and invest into another Mona. But again, I use this one for Clan vs. Clan. Other than that, her main use is B8, and that's pretty much it. Definitely a great Mon to have, especially as a noob. If you guys aren't doing B8 in a minute or less, you're wasting your time. I know you're not making any money unless you can run B10 in that same time. But if you're not doing B8 or B10, you're not making money, man. You're not making money. You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. Next up is Water Falco. She would load up. She's on an intuition set. I wasn't really sure what to do with her in terms of damage. She is at Evo 3. She does have 47% resist on her and of course 100% crit rate, but she's rocking some attack on her intuition set with some crit rate on it. Next up is crit rate with some resist on it, a little bit of recovery, a little bit of crit damage, and very little bit of HP on it, and then an HP gem with some resist, crit rate, and attack. Overall, not a bad Mon, but I feel like mid to late game she falls off very hard, even though she's on an intuition set. Maybe if I gave her another attack gem, I would find her more useful, but we already have hard-hitting Water Mons, and usually stuff involving fire in this game is very easy anyways, so her uses really vary upon that person. She is variant, which is nice, but I think her predominant use for me right now is Clan vs. Clan, and that's pretty much it. Again, I would run her crit rate attack, but her HP is just so freaking low, and her defense is just low. Not super duper low, but it's low, and without any defense subs or HP subs, I find that she dies more than she can do damage. So that's why she has that HP gem on her. Next up is Water Bulby. I use her in one of the Colossus, and that's pretty much it. But she's rocking an intuition set because she's not critical hit reliant, so she doesn't need max crit rate. But I was like, hey man, I'll just throw on an intuition set to see if I can get a little bit more damage out of her. But she's rocking an attack gem with some resist on it, a little bit of crit rate, a little bit of HP. Then she has a crit rate gem with some crit damage on it and some defense and a little bit of HP as well. And then a defense gem with some crit rate, some recovery, blah, and some HP. So she's rocking attack, defense, and crit rate. She does her job. She survives in Colossus just fine, and her damage, especially on her 5-star once she gets it off, is definitely worth it. I don't really have any other desire for her other than Colossus, because if I didn't need her for Colossus as a second shield breaker, I would have got rid of this ugly thing a long time ago. Next up is Water Shelley, who just got some skill books in. I have not skill booked him up, but he is triple square master race. And he's rocking some HP with some crit rate on it. Attack gem with a little bit of resist and crit damage on that one. And then a defense gem with a whole bunch of resist on it. And a little bit of crit rate and crit damage. His predominant use, again, is just debuffing. I'm not really using him for attack there. I use him in Titans, and I also use him in Colossus. He survives just fine with the Bruiser build on him. His attack could be better, but he does have skill books now, but his predominant selling point is, of course, his defense down. Next up is my baby girl, Water Miho. I love Water Miho. Well, I loved her, but now that I got better sappers, I don't really use her. My first Water Miho, which might have been my first Evo 3 Miho. Either that or the wood one, but she's rocking a broken set with HP. Good defense on it, a little bit of resist on it, good resist on it as well. Another, she has an attack gem, so what was that, HP and attack? A little bit of resist on it, a little bit of HP, but HP attack and then attack. So HP attack, broken set. This one has some recovery on it and some HP. Not the best gems in the world. Her resist definitely could be higher. She's not crit rate reliant, sap skills off of the monster's HP and not her attack. But I gave her more attack just to give her a little bit more damage because she is a balance type, and with a 2.1k base attack, it's not really that much to work with. But for her job, at least in the time that I used her, she did phenomenal. I have no complaints about her. She got me through B10 in the beginning, so I'm not going to hate my baby girl Miho. I'm going to keep her because I got to keep the baby girls, man. I got to keep the baby girls. Anyways, moving on, we have my lovely Sand Reef over here, Water Sand Reef. He is crit reliant, so make sure he has a square slot at least. But he's rocking a ruin set with HP, some nice crit rate on that HP gem over there. The next one is an attack gem with some nice crit rate on that one as well. And then a crit rate gem. So HP, attack, and then crit rate, kind of the Eileo version of a bruiser build for Mons that are crit reliant, but not even a bruiser build, but more for just surviving and not dying, because what damage will you do when you die? But he has some resist up there and some defense. He's rocking 99% for his crit rate, which I think is good enough. And definitely a great mon. Definitely a great mon. His predominant use is Titans, of course, even though he only has Unflinching Strike. And I hate that when he gets SP, he has retarded, just dumb Vengeance. I don't mean retarded in a negative context. I mean retarded in a, I'm not going to even say retarded. My bad. Just, I dislike when he uses his 5-star skill. We don't need any more Eileo exposed videos, even though I'm sure that they're coming. But definitely a great mon to have. His damage is definitely better than what I expected it to be. Make sure he's booked up. But definitely a great mon to have in my opinion, just overall. Next up we have Water Sealer over here. Water Sealer is a balanced type, and he's rocking a broken set. So he has attack, HP, and then defense. So he's on a broken set, which is fine. That has some resist and some recovery on it. That one has some defense and some recovery on it. And then that one has a little bit of crit rate, and other than that, nothing too amazing. His predominant use was going to be to replace Water Shelley, which I do believe he will in the future once I get around to booking him up, number one, and getting him some better gems in the future. I want more resist on his gems. As he serves now, as most of my mons serve now, their gems are fine. It's just that I need to work on the substats. Not really even about a set anymore, just substats in general. Sets would be nice, but I get what I can get, man. I get what I can get. Next up we have Water Marie, rocking that triple square master race. She has a bunch of resist on her, which is nice, not the maximum resist, but I believe she does out heal my Water Persephone, which is kind of sad. But she is Evo 3 compared to Evo 2, so do keep that in mind. But she's on a life set with HP, and HP. This one has some resist on it, a little bit of crit rate, like it matters for her anyways. But this one has HP on it, some decent resist, and a little bit of defense on it. But definitely a good passive healer if you don't have a water purse and you somehow do have her. Definitely a good passive healer. I'm not sure really where I used her at. I'm not sure if I used her at all, so I can't really say. But I know she does out heal my Perse right now. Next up is lovely old water Bellpup over here, rocking a broken set, which is defense with a whole bunch of crit rate on that gem and some resist and recovery as well. Then a recovery gem with some resist on it and some defense and some crit damage, and then HP with a nice bit of recovery on it as well. I think in the future I was trying to get her on whatever it is, on a full vitality set. That way I can get rid of that recovery gem and just use it as the substats. Maybe I'll get around to that. Maybe I'll get around to that one day, but this one needs to be booked up. Yeah, this one needs to be booked up. Eileo has been exposed. Exposed, man. I actually use this as a healer too. I need to book that up after this video, but that needs to be booked up, which, guys, if you haven't booked up your Mons, go ahead and pull Eileo right now and do it, because if not, I'm going to talk all kinds of cash money about you. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I definitely hope to get it on a full vitality set in the future. Next up, we have Water Sura over here. He's rocking almost max crit rate on an intuition set, but he's rocking that crit rate, recovery substat, and then HP with a little bit of crit rate on it, and decent defense and okay attack. And then a defense gem with some recovery on it, a little bit of crit rate, a little bit of crit damage, and a little bit of HP on him. I'm not sure why that gem is at plus 14 and not plus 15. I don't know. I don't know. It's 8%, but he's basically built as tanky as possible. I could have gave him some attack. Doesn't really matter because he's a tank type. Not really. He's not really there for damage. He's just there predominantly to stun. He does have skill books, but he only has one skill book, and I don't think I would book him up anyways. But he definitely serves his job. I do use him in Tower of Chaos probably 9 times out of 10 as my CC'er, and I also used him in Clan vs. Clan, I do believe. But other than that, he doesn't have any other uses. Great mon to have though, especially when I was beginning the game, and after I gotten him to Evo 2 minimum. Great mon to have. Great mon. 100% crit. 100% crit means you get a 100% chance for your stun. Obviously not counting resist, but a great mon to have. Next up, we have a Water Cura over here on a recovery set. Rocking some HP, recovery, and then defense. So probably recovery overkill. So maybe I need to switch this gem out some point in time and get that resist off of her. Actually, not get the resist off. I want more resist on her, but I need to switch this gem out either with HP or defense. Hopefully with a recovery and resist subs on it, because I feel like she's on a recovery overkill. She's just used as a healer for Titans. Other than that, I don't use her anywhere else. Water Siren, I don't use her. I mean, maybe I use her in Titans. Other than that, that's it. But she's rocking. Is she on triple HP? No, she's on HP, recovery, defense. Yeah, she's on HP, recovery, defense. Adrenaline restores her HP. Okay, I was confused by that. But HP, recovery, defense on an HP set. Some decent resist for that HP gem. Recovery gem with some defense on it, a little bit of resist, and then her last gem is the defense gem with some crit rate on it, which doesn't matter, and again some resist. So her resist isn't really that bad. She is fully skill booked up. Great healer for the beginning of the game. Other than that, kind of dies off because vigor heals over time, not when you need heals like immediately. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Next up is my Water Lat over here. He's rocking a conviction set with HP that has some crit rate on it and some attack percentage, a little bit of resist on it. This defense gem has some recovery on it because why not? And then this gem, rocking +6, has some recovery and some resist on it. So definitely not the best gems in the world for him. His main use is debuffing. His gems could be better in my opinion. they could be a lot better, but he's just there to debuff, I think, for one of the Titans, and that's pretty much it. I don't use him anywhere else because it's Water Lat. He doesn't do damage. He's like the water great value version of Fire Odin, so keep in mind that you can't change what's already set in stone. Alright, moving on. Water, what's his name? Water Minicat. This one's on a broken set, rocking some HP with all kinds of recovery. A little bit of resist up there. Defense gem with all kinds of resist. A little bit of crit rate and attack. And then a recovery gem with some resist up there. That resist is actually pretty high on that gem. Nearly 30%. If I could get another gem with some recovery, maybe I could take that recovery gem off of him. He does have skill books, so I can skill book him up after this video, maybe, if I get some more gold, because I'm only at like 4 mil. But his use is Titans. That's pretty much it. I don't use him anywhere else. I definitely need to switch his gem out though, because I feel like I'm on a recovery overkill. But generally speaking, I am very, very lazy. I do my Mons HP recovery defense. I'm sure you guys in the comments would be like, well, how could you, Eileo? These Mons are just gemmed so poorly. Hey man, if they work, they work. These Mons should be following all the gem recommendations that I do for the playlist videos. Their subs need work. Everyone's subs need work, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Water Katine over here on a Vitality set, rocking HP with some recovery. Recovery again, and then defense with some recovery. He can actually probably get off this set. Sorry, I had like a burp. But off this set and maybe give him another HP gem, because that recovery again is overkill. But I'm very lazy. I'm very lazy, so I can just look back at this video and fix what I need to fix in the future. He does have skill books. I didn't really skill book it up, even though I don't think it could hurt with his defense up, but it doesn't really do anything for the shield breaking. His primary uses, of course, were Tower of Chaos back in the day, and as of now, it's Colossus and Titans. So that's his predominant. That's where he's predominantly used for me personally. Again, great Mon to have as a healer, easily farmable as well. Then we have my Evo 3 Water Indra over here on a Leech set. He's rocking HP with a little bit of crit damage up there. An attack gem with some crit rate up there, and then another attack gem. So HP, attack on a Leech set. His damage, of course, could be better. I would love to have some more crit rate on him at the very, very minimum, but it is a Leech set, so it's a little bit difficult compared to even a regular set, which is kind of farmable. This one is farmable, but again, Dragons is a scam, but I would like to get some more damage out of him in the future. Next up, we have a Water Thor. As to why I have a Water Thor, I actually replaced him as one of my Monas, I believe, inside Golem's B8. I run him. I think I run a Mona and maybe 2 Sarahs, or maybe I just run 2 Monas and a Thor and a Sarah. It doesn't matter. I used him in B8 because why not? Thor came around. I already had a Wood Thor. I already had a Dark Thor. I pulled a Light Thor finally. Well, I made a Light Thor finally. Got him to Evo 3. Then I also got another Wood Thor to Evo 3, which I'm currently working on. But I was like, dude, I'm just going to make a water one because why not? Why not? He's like Mona but on crack. With his morale boost and his 30% Predator, he is literally the Nat 4 version of Mona but on crack. And I decided to throw him on this Gem of Zeal set. So he's rocking crit damage with 12% attack. Then an attack gem with a little bit of crit rate on it and a whole bunch of resists, even though it's not really necessary. And then he has a crit rate gem, not that gem, but crit rate gem with some attack on it. And Gem of Zeal set bonus raises his attack and crit rate up by 15%. So right now he's currently at 85, not maximum crit, but he's only used in B8 right now. I would love to get some better subs on one of these gems, predominantly maybe this crit damage gem or his attack gem, just to give him a little bit more crit rate and get him up to 100%. But he serves his purpose. He's there for B8 only. Great damage. Big fan of Thor. I love Thor. YOLO. YOLO. Next up is Water Sparkit over here, which I did get 2 more skill books for him, so I need to finish booking him up. So maybe the extra money I get, I will book them up when I can. But he's rocking a ruin set and not a leech set, which is unfortunate, but he's coming in with HP with some decent crit rate on it and some attack. Then a crit rate gem with some decent resist on it once again. And then attack gem with some crit rate on it, a little bit of defense. He does hit max crit, which is phenomenal because he needs that max crit for his courageous strike to work properly. No real complaints here. I love his damage. I would love to get another one in the future. He does his job. He makes his master happy, and that's all I can ask for. I do have an Evo 3 water Bast because before I pulled a water Bast when she first came out, then I pulled 3 fire Basts. So I ended up just evolving this one to Evo 3, even though I know some people will be like, well, Evo 2 is fine, Eileo. I don't know why you got him to Evo 3. I do what I want, man. I do what I want. I did pull a wood Bast recently. I might invest in that one. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, this one's on a defense set, rocking HP with some defense and some crit damage. Recovery with some attack, even though it's a tank type. It just happens. All of the defensive sets always get the best subs. All the attacks sets get garbage. And then defense. So HP, recovery, defense, and that has a recovery sub on it as well. A little bit of resist and a little bit of crit rate, but she does her job as being a healer with the weaken and then the defense up. So her primary uses, of course, is Titans, and I do use her in, I believe, Fire Colossus as well because of the weaken and her being able to heal the squad if they need to be healed, but predominantly the weaken because weaken is always beautiful. Next up we have a water Yuki, which I don't think I've ever used, to be honest. I think I recently got her to Evo 3 because I pulled a couple of other Yukis and was like, okay, maybe I need to start saving Yukis to get them all to Evo 3. But she's rocking a broken set with HP. She has a little bit of resist on her, a little bit of defense and crit damage. Defense, some resist again, crit rate, and some attack. And then HP with some resist and crit rate and defense. So HP, what was it? HP defense? HP defense, yeah. She's a tank type, so damage isn't really necessary. Sap, again, just like Water Miho, scales off the monster's HP and not her attack. I didn't really see much point to give her attack, but I will say her attack stat is pretty darn close to Water Miho. So HP attack on a Water Yuki, I guess, isn't the end of the world. But I just built her this way just to be defensive. Like I said, I don't remember ever using her anywhere, but I do have her. Next up is Water Artemis. She is on a Valor set. She's rocking HP with some nice crit rate up there, 20.5%. And then next up is an attack gem, rocking 13.5% crit rate up there. And then another attack gem rocking 14.5% defense, 12% crit damage, HP is 4%, and then resist is 7%. So overall, not too bad. Not too bad. I would love to have more crit rate on her. It's not necessary because she is on a Valor set, and again, she has double sap. But more crit couldn't hurt me in my B10 run. Her use is only B10 for both of my Artemis's. Her use is only B10, so that's why she's on the Valor set, because I wanted to get the most damage out of her being not only an attacker type but being a sapper, even though once again sap does not scale off her damage, it scales off the monster's HP, but it helps with wave clearing up until we get to the golem, so that's always important. We have my water Perse over here, which was my first Nat 5 of the game, my first Nat 5. She is on a life set though. She should be rocking triple HP. This gem isn't really that good. It has a little bit of recovery on it, but it could use some resist or defense at the very minimum. This gem is okay. It does have quite a bit of resist on it. Crit rate doesn't really matter for her, and it has a little bit of defense on it. And this gem does have some resist on it. The rest are not that great, but it is better than the first gem. I would love to have some more resist on her and to eventually get her to Evo 3, which I do believe I can. I just need to gleam her up. But again, at this point in time, I do use her for Tower of Chaos as a passive healer, even though I could use Water Marie. but she does have that petrification, which Water Marie doesn't have, or Water Mari, however the heck you want to call her. But definitely a great mon for early players and mid-game players, depending on what content you're doing. I freaking love my water Perse, man. I freaking love her. And next up is my other water Artemis. She's rocking HP attack, just the same as the other one. This HP gem has some good crit rate on it, a little bit of crit damage. The next gem has some crit rate on it, a little bit of resist and defense. And then the last attack gem has some crit rate on it and some defense and recovery. Again, not optimal, but 51% crit rate on it on a Valor set isn't too bad at all. Again, I would love to have more crit rate if possible, but we're just trying to get the most damage out of her, not counting her saps, just for wave clearing for the golems. Next up is my Evo 2 Water Sig. He is on a broken set, which is repping attack with some crit rate on it and some defense, a little bit of resist. His HP gem has some crit rate on it, some nice crit rate on it, I'll tell you that. Defense and attack and recovery. And then his final attack gem has some crit damage, a little bit of crit rate on it, and defense. So he's rocking HP attack. Yep, HP attack. So standard build for an attacker. His damage is okay in Titans. Could it be better? Yes, it could be better. I won't lie to you, it could be better. One day I will get around to him if I ever have the gleams and gleam him up to Evo 3. But I did pull a light sig, not pull, but I did make a light sig quite recently, so I'm kind of working on him more than this one. This one was like my first water sig, and I probably haven't really touched him since then. But 57% crit rate, he doesn't really need crit, but he can benefit from that from his Courageous Strike. Not a bad mon, but I could do better on him. I could definitely do better. Then we have Water Hades over here, which I have 2 of. I do believe they both have triple diamond on him, but he's rocking attack with some crit rate up there, some HP with a little bit of everything, some recovery, crit rate, defense, and attack. Interesting percentages on those: 14.5% defense and 13.5% attack, and a little bit of crit rate up there, and then another attack gem with some crit rate. So he's attack, HP, attack. Again, classic builder for attackers / balance type. So I would love to have some more crit rate on him and some more resist. His use is only for Titans as well. I love that he has defense down and Courageous Strike, hence why he's Evo 2. Definitely love to work on his gems in the future, but that requires more golems B10. Then I have another one. Actually, this one has a triangle on him, but he's double triangle and double diamond in a triangle. But he's rocking attack with a little bit of crit rate up there and some defense. And then he has an attack gem with a little bit of resist, okay amount of defense on it, and some crit rate with some recovery. And then an HP gem with a little bit of crit rate up there and some attack, and then recovery. Recovery is not optimal, not the best thing in the world, but not super duper horrible. Again, I would love to raise his crit rate up in the future a little bit and give him some more resist. He doesn't have a square slot. Neither of them have a square slot. Is it needed? Not really. It could help with building him. It might make building him a little bit easier. But at the end of the day, his job there is mainly to debuff and then hopefully get some Courageous Strikes off. But moving on. Another water Shelley that I was using in Titans. I haven't really touched him. He does have some resist, but he's rocking HP, attack, defense, just the same as his brother. This one's level 50 though, and of course he has the skill books, but if I do skill book him up, I'll skill book the other one up because this one is just there. Next up is my water Yaksha, which I'm in the middle of working on. I got her to Evo 3 because I've been running out of Mons to Evo 3, so I figured I would move on to Nat 4s and just try and fill out my Astro Guide. I know I will never fill it out 100%, but hey, if it keeps me playing the game and keeps me entertained, do what makes you happy, man, because at the end of the day, this is the game. At the end of the day, MSL could shut down and we have nothing to show for it other than YouTube videos, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that, but I'm working on her. There's no excuse as to why she can't have max crit rate on a ruined set, especially with double Stalker. There's no excuse. So she's currently sitting at 64%, and then Stalker gives her 30%. So she's at 94%. So all I need is just a 6 or 7% crit rate sub, and she's done. It gets no better than that. I haven't really tested her out though because she is level 50. Maybe in the future I'll use her just for fun. Water Yeti, again, another more Titans Mon. I could definitely book her up. I'm not sure if she's in my Titans lineup right now. She might be. I'll have to check. But she's on a conviction set, rocking HP with some recovery and some resist. Some defense with some crit rate on it and some resist. And then her last gem is a defense gem with a whole bunch of recovery on it. But mainly the resist and a little bit of HP. Overall, not that bad. Nearly 85% resist on her. Her main selling point is just debuffing, which is why I have her in the first place. But again, I haven't really touched her ever since she's hit 50 because I think I've been running golems and sliming right now for the shadow event, even though we found out that shadow is a scam. So I implore you, if you haven't seen the live stream, go check it out. Here's water on my OG, which I also pulled recently. Haven't gotten around to working on her. She's not really necessary at this point. I might invest in her in the future just for fun. Sonic, again, Eventmon, level 6 variant. He has one of each square slot because I couldn't get a triple square master race one. Haven't touched him. Evo 3 water anew. Haven't touched him either. Just got him to Evo 3. My water Hana, she's going to get fed. Water Hannah, whatever, she's going to get fed. Water Succubus, I decided to Evo 3 her. We'll work on Evo 3ing her because why not? Why not? I'm going to fill her out for the Astro Guide. And overall, she doesn't seem that bad if I can get her with max crit. I'm not saying that she's going to be super duper amazing in content, but having attack down get off very, very quickly with her morale boost for certain content could be pretty fun to use just to test around with and get an idea. Plus, she has super evolution, so again, that gives me another reason to focus on farming and raising Mons because, you know, there's more people with more super evolved Mons than me, but I'm trying to join the boat, man. I'm trying to be part of the No Life MSL squad. Then we have a Evo 3 Snow White over here, Water Snow White. She has one skill book on her. I was in the process of gemming her up as well, but as you can see, I kind of just left her alone right now. She will be a debuffer in Titans whenever I get around to her, but when that will be, the world only knows. Mammoth, triple square master race, that's why he's here. That's pretty much it. Neza, I'm working on building a water Neza to Evo 3. Am I going to use her? Probably not, but just for Astro Guide purposes. The same for Wild Fang. I'm working on getting her to Evo 3. Not this one. I already have one in storage, just Evo 3 for the water one. But the wood one, I'm working to get to Evo 3. I do have a water Mowgli, which I recently Evo 3'd. Haven't really gotten around to using her either because there's so many good hitting water mons. But again, I'm a big fan of Mowgli, and she was part of filling out the Astro Guide. I have a water Santa Reef again, because why not? I was going to build him as a second Santa Reef for Titans because I don't have that many water sea strikers other than my Indra and my two Hades, but I would love a water Balrona, but the game refuses to give that to me. I love another water Indra. Water Siren doesn't really matter. Some slimes, and these two over here are again part of Project Healer for Titans right now until I can get some more Curas. Haven't gotten around to them. This water dude over here, I forgot his regular name or his Evo 1 name, but I was going to test him out with his adrenaline to see how much he could heal compared to other passive healers. So maybe I'll do that in the future if I'm not feeling lazy, or someone else has already done that. Feel free to let me know below. But you know, you gotta have fun somehow, and then the rest are just slimes. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here for the water review, my boys. There's definitely mons I need to work with inside this box right here. Are they super duper bad? No. Could they be better? Yes. But stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you guys check out the Firemon review. If you haven't already, check out the live stream as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.